What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video here on B-Mills Wrestling. With Money in the Bank concluding yesterday, we can finally start to look ahead to the next PLE, which is Night of Champions, which will be held in Saudi Arabia on June 28th. For today's video, I'm going to be predicting the match card for Night of Champions way too early. Before we get into the video, if you guys are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new uploads, and don't forget to leave a like down below. Alright guys, let's get into the video. The first match that I have on this card is for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that match is between Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. And I believe that Seth Rollins will walk in to this PLE as World Heavyweight Champion because I feel like he is going to cash in on Jey Uso on the Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank when Jey is having his match with Gunther. So I believe that this rematch will happen at Night of Champions between Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. I think it only makes sense. Obviously, they've teased Seth Rollins cashing in on Jey Uso a bunch. I don't think that Seth cashing in on John would make any sense storyline-wise. So I do think Seth will cash in. And then, obviously, after that, what are you going to do with Jey Uso? You can't just have him go away. You're obviously going to have Jey rebel a little bit, right? You're going to have him want his rematch for the world title that he won at WrestleMania, his first world title. He's not going to go down easy. He's going to want that rematch, and that rematch will happen in Saudi Arabia for Night of Champions. But I do believe that Seth Rollins will retain his World Heavyweight Championship. The next match that I have on this card is for the United States Championship, and that is between the champion Jacob Fatu and the challenger Solo Sikoa. We obviously just saw Jacob Fatu finally turn on Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank, did it in an amazing way. The build-up to it was just phenomenal in my opinion, so I'm super excited for whenever they actually do have this match. I was initially thinking SummerSlam because I thought Jacob wasn't going to turn for a little while, but now with him turning at Money in the Bank, I feel like it's only right to have the match at Night of Champions. I think the match, is big enough to be on the card for SummerSlam, but I don't know how they can exactly wait that long. So I do think that Night of Champions is where they will do this match. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do Jacob Fatu versus Damian Priest. I know that's been obviously teased a little bit. Damian Priest says he wants to come after that U.S. title. But then, where does Solo Sikoa factor and all that? Is he just going to go away and then come back? I doubt it. If that is the case, then okay, maybe he returns after Night of Champions when Damian and Jacob have their match. But I don't think that is going to be the case. I think that we're just going to get Jacob Fatu defending his United States Championship against Solo Sikoa at Night of Champions, and I obviously think that Jacob Fatu must retain that title in this match. The next match that I have on this card is the King of the Ring finals match, and that is Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn. Now I know that this is pretty much a hot take, but here's why I think this will happen. I think that John Cena will tell Cody Rhodes that he can't get his rematch so easy. He's going to have to earn that shot, and I think Cody Rhodes is going to have no problem doing that because Cody is that babyface. He's the top guy in the company. He's going to do whatever it takes to get back to his title, to save wrestling. That's this whole storyline, right, that we're being told. So I think Cody Rhodes will enter into the King of the Ring tournament. I think he'll go all the way, and he'll advance to the finals. Now, why do I have Sami Zayn in here? Well, I think, we've been teased with a Sami Zayn push. I feel like obviously they've been talking about Sami Zayn never winning a world title, when's he going to win a world title, this and that. Karrion Kross has been the devil on his shoulder, saying that he's a bad guy, and I think this factors into this. I think Sami Zayn will make it all the way. He'll get one step closer to earning that world title shot at SummerSlam, and I also think this would be perfect because if Seth Rollins, like I said, is the world champion, obviously Sami Zayn's going to want to win the King of the Ring tournament so that he can challenge Seth Rollins for the title, and hey, that's a possibility I could see, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Cody Rhodes will beat Sami Zayn in this match, and a potential Sami Zayn heel turn, I think he's going to get closer and closer to just snapping and finally turning heel, because what does Karrion Kross do? He turns people heel. It's very... I don't actually think it's ever happened. I was going to say that it's happened a few times, but I don't think it's ever happened that Karrion Kross has tried to turn somebody heel and they haven't, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that Karrion Kross has always been successful when trying to turn people heel. It obviously just happened with The New Day, The Miz, a couple other guys, Drew McIntyre. So I think that it will happen again. It's just a matter of when. And I think Sami Zayn losing this match, failing to earn that opportunity to win his first world title, I think it's going to send him over the edge, and he's finally going to snap and turn heel. But like I said, I think Cody Rhodes will win this match. We will get the rematch of Cody Rhodes and John Cena at SummerSlam for the undisputed WWE Championship. The next match that I have on this card is the Queen of the Ring Finals, and I have Stephanie Vaquer taking on Jade Cargill. We know Stephanie Vaquer recently got called up to the roster. She's super over right now. She's on Monday Night Raw. Jade Cargill, obviously this singles push that she's been getting ever since coming back from injury, just got a singles match at WrestleMania that she won. They're obviously trying to push her as high up as they can. So, you have that SmackDown versus Raw match between Stephanie Vaquer versus Jade Cargill, because I would assume that one would be from Raw and the other would be from SmackDown. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. And I could see either of these women actually winning this match, because I think Stephanie Vaquer, like I said, she's super over. The crowd loves her. I think they could just pull the trigger like that, put the title on her. I know that I would be thrilled with that. I love Stephanie Vaquer, and I know that obviously a ton of the fans do as well. And then what do we get if Stephanie Vaquer wins the Queen of the Ring? Well, we get Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky for the world title at SummerSlam, which is obviously a dream match. We saw that dream match play out about a month ago, I would say, against Io Sky on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, it got cut short because Roxanne and Julia interfered in the match, so it ended in a DQ. Obviously, there's been rumors that this match is going to happen sooner rather than later, so why not do it at SummerSlam, the biggest event of the summer? And I think that this could be where they actually put the title on Stephanie Vaquer. I don't think that's that crazy to say. Io Sky's title run has gotten a little stale. That's not her fault. They just haven't booked her well. They haven't given her feuds. So who knows? Maybe they actually do give the title to Stephanie Vaquer. But on the other hand, we have Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's obviously already been teased to win this Queen of the Ring tournament. She's already gotten interviewed about it, put her name in. I think that she definitely goes to the finals, and I think that she could win because obviously Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, that's been teased a little bit. I think we're going to get that down the line, and I think that makes sense to happen at SummerSlam. Two of the most over female superstars going at it for the women's championship. And then what else do you have? You have Naomi, who just won the Money in the Bank contract. Naomi's already been talking to Tiffany about how she can't wait to cash in on her because Tiffany screwed her so many times. How about Naomi cashing in on Jade Cargill because of all the beef that they have? I mean, there's endless possibilities to what could happen if Jade Cargill was to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. I think that would just be perfect if they had their match and Naomi cashed in. Cherry on top. But my prediction is that Stephanie Vaquer will beat Jade Cargill in this match to go on to face Io Sky at SummerSlam for the Women's World Championship. That brings us to my final prediction for the Night of Champions match card. And in that match, I have John Cena defending his undisputed WWE Championship against a returning R-Truth or Ron Killings. We obviously just saw R-Truth return at Money in the Bank just days after he was released by WWE. I'm still not sure if this was a work. It's seeming like it wasn't. It's seeming like he was actually released by WWE. But they obviously heard the fans and they brought him back. R-Truth returned at Money in the Bank. He took out John Cena with the title and allowed Cody Rhodes to pin John Cena. So I think it makes the most sense that R-Truth would be the next opponent for John Cena. I know we just saw it at Saturday Night's Main Event, but I feel like they can make this story so much better. Before it was like, oh, R-Truth is trying to turn John Cena good because he's his childhood hero. But now I feel like R-Truth, or they're calling him Ron Killings. I'm interested to see what happens with that. But I feel like this is going to be a more serious version of R-Truth. And I feel like he's going to want to take the title from John Cena. The match at Saturday Night's Main Event wasn't about the title. The title wasn't even on the line. I think R-Truth, instead of turning Cena back to a babyface, he just wants to take the title. I feel like they might do a storyline where R-Truth, says, well, I got kicked out of WWE because you said so, or something like that. And I'm only back because of the fans. Well, now I'm going to take you out of WWE like early. I don't know. They could do something with that. I'm just really excited for whatever they have planned. But I would expect R-Truth and Cena to go at it at Night of Champions because, like I said, I don't think the Cody and Cena rematch will happen there. I think that'll happen at SummerSlam because I think Cody's going to win King of the Ring. So R-Truth going against John Cena for that title at Night of Champions. And then unlike at Saturday Night's Main Event, they have a long match where R-Truth actually looks strong. He looks like a credible threat to John Cena and his championship. But in the end, I think John Cena does retain his championship against R-Truth in this match. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to comment down below what video you want to see from me in the future. Alright guys, peace.